Hey everyone!
Hey!
Welcome to Geekish Chats live stream from our home.
Yes, exactly. On a rainy day in New York City.
Yeah, it was raining all day in New York, so it's just like you want to sleep sometimes. But we're hyped because we're gonna be doing an interview with a great person, Tajiye L. Antwine, director of The Comforter, which we will be reviewing and then interviewing him. And better known as Blacktastic, right? Media.
Blacktastic Media.
On Twitter and Instagram.
Exactly.
So I'm Shirley.
Christy, what's good?
And this is our plant. It's a big ass plant in the back always. So yeah, thanks for coming in and watching, and it's exciting. And this is basically Octoberween, and it's October and it's Halloween. And we are doing Indie Horror Week, and it was great to interview indie horror director because The Comforter is coming out October 29th on YouTube. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to do a little review, and then he's going to come in at like 7:15 about that time. So this is cool. So basically, let's start it. The Comforter.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the synopsis or the plot or whatever the hell they call it. The Comforter is basically, it follows a woman called Sahara and Savannah. Oh my God, I am so sorry.
She's just bad with names in general. It's all good.
I'm really bad.
Let's go.
I really am. She is going to a meeting. She's from Sacramento. She's going to Napa Valley. I'm sorry, I'm not really known with the California places, so sorry if I'm kind of confused. So she's going there for a meeting for her job, and so she hears this story from her friend that this woman killed her children, and she's staying in this. So she gets to Sacramento, she stays in this hotel, and she gets immersed into this legend of what happened, and all that stuff. I don't know if I should give it away.
No, they don't. But we have to say that the first thing that came to our minds when we saw this film short, we thought of La Llorona. And
pretty much.
And if anyone knows, La Llorona is a woman who killed 2 of her children, and she goes around trying to kill other children as to, kind of like get hold of them again. Right?
Yeah, it's like
her kids.
Yeah, it's like a revenge story. The opposite. It's the kids that are getting revenge. And,
in this story. So we were like, "Oh, this is so cool. This is down our alley," because Llorona is like one of our favorite folk tales.
Right. And the interesting thing is this character in the movie. Probably gonna say his name wrong. The character. What's his name again?
Mr. Mortality.
Mr. Mortality. Thank you. And he's almost like the conscious of the film, I guess, the consciousness of he's telling the legend in a sense. I don't know. I almost felt like he was a consciousness. I could be totally wrong.
No, but that's your interpretation. That's all.
Yeah, that's my interpretation. And so he was just coming in and he was almost telling that folk tale in the sense of it was not really a folk tale, because it happened in the movie about what with the lady and her kids, but in a sense of how these legends will come and you'll be enraptured in it, even though you don't really know it and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
So he was kind of like the narrator, both in the beginning and the end. And I don't know if y'all know, but I really love narrators. So yeah. And he was so good. And his laugh.
Yeah, he was really good.
His laugh was so spooky. I love it. It was the best. I thought it was great.
And he could be a black. He wanted to do his own series with him in a sense of
exactly.
We could make more legends with him, and he's telling all these stories and stuff, these creepy stories, or even other stories as well. I mean, that would be interesting too. I liked him. Yeah. He was a really interesting character. Yeah, I love the shots of the way he shot it. I think he said that one of his the director, he said that one of his inspiration was Spike Lee, and I was looking at the way he shot the film. he had these angles, like kind of like Spike Lee and like his first type of movies with like Do the Right Thing. Like it had those type of kind of like angles, so you could kind of see that. I'm sorry, I'm not really versed in film. Like terms and stuff, so I don't notice that.
And I felt like his work was very exploratory and very artistic. He uses a lot of like images of landscape images to tell the story, and also stills to tell the story, image stills to tell the story, which I thought was very good. Honestly, not a lot of filmmakers do that. They want to just get straight to the action. And so for me, it was very interesting the way he starts it with kind of like this showing the California area, and almost like an eerie type, in an eerie type way, and then also going into this dream state or escape. So that's usually he starts off in the dreamscape.
Yeah.
With Savannah, who's I'm sorry we didn't mention the actress's name is Christina Reagan, who's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And there's so many movies out there, and it's hard to connect within a horror film, with actors and their quality and as far as acting goes, but these characters were really good and engaging in the story.
Yeah, they were. And I also loved the music. I think the music gave the suspense and the atmosphere of the film, and it was like you were jumping. And there was this moment in the film where we were just like, oh my God, imagine this scary shit happened to us in real life, like in a vulnerable state that she was in. Like we would have been like, what we would have done.
Exactly. The scene was perfect. We can't even say it because I don't give it away, but
pretty much
the scene was so like, we always dread like something happening to us in this part of the house.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, so
that's the worst.
And so the scary parts too were just like unique in a way, and how he did them, and the props that he uses I think that the way he did the props and the movement of the props were really well done. Again, using image stills too to like tell this eerie state. So I was like really good. I know. So I guess the next thing would be to bring in the director, and so let's bring him in.
It was worth this.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm on Geek-Ass Chat. What could be better right now?
Right. Thank you for coming on and letting us interview you and actually get to see your film as well.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and so we just want to make sure we're getting your name right.
This is going to be fun.
Tajiye. No, wait. Tajiye. No, Tajiye L.
That is really close.
Antwine.
Really close. You got most of it right. Okay, now Shirley, it's your turn. I know you're bad with names.
You did on purpose. You do. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm sorry. Okay. Tajiye L Antwine.
That was a good. Hey, that was a good try.
No, sorry.
This is
the way you pronounce my first name is Tajiye.
Tajiye. Okay, Tajiye.
Tajiye L Antwine. It's like ant and wine. Antwine.
Tajiye L Antwine.
Trust me, when I was in school as a kid, my last name is A, so I always got called first, and nobody, the teachers, can ever pronounce my name. It was always a tag.
I'm sorry, that sucks.
It was. I hated it until my freshman year. My English teacher said, "Look, your father gave you a unique name. You should appreciate it."
Yeah.
So I started appreciating it because it means king of an African tribe.
Wow.
That's
fire right there.
Yeah, back in the late 60s when in the 70s, when parents were having kids in the African American community, they wanted their boys to have African strong names. Right. So the TA, I'm born in April, which makes me a Taurus. So the TA is from Taurus. Jaya is king of an African tribe. He just added the two together to come up with Tajiye.
Oh, okay. That sounds very nice.
That's really nice, though.
The trip. And my dad is part Creole, so my last name is actually French, Antwine.
Oh, okay. Oh wow.
I'm all mixed up.
No, no,
No, that's nice. That's beautiful. It like shows your culture and who you are.
Absolutely.
So
For
thank you
sure.
for like helping us with your name. Sorry,
Exactly.
you know I'm horrible with
We
names.
can get it right.
Oh
Now,
man.
Sorry, any names. I'm just like let me not. But I always want to try because it's always important to get names.
You gotta try.
Right.
Sometimes people get it right. You never know.
No, it's definitely important to get it right.
And before we go on, we just want to give a shout out to Captain Gimpy, who's on watching. Thank you for watching.
Oh, my man, Captain Gimpy,
Thank
fellow writer friend of mine. He was in my film before this one. Don't Look Back. He was in that film. So yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow. And you got that film on your Blacktastic Media on YouTube? Where's that one?
Yeah, I got 2 other films that I did. This is the 3rd one.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
So
cool.
let's get into the questions now. Everybody's
All right.
So what's the inspiration for this story? When we first started watching it, we felt like it was a real crime story in a sense with the beginning
the
of it.
phone, like
The
the
phone call which
the
sounded
police
real. Oh, yeah.
call and like the lady talking. I was like, was this a real thing?
Well, the intro is real. About 10 years ago, a lady from Texas killed both of her children, and they were 3 and 6. She called 911, and they kept asking, "Well, why did you kill your children?" She couldn't answer. She said, I just did." So that frightened me as a true story. And I thought about what would happen to children who were killed prematurely by their mother, and they're stuck in purgatory. Would they be angry at her, or did she know that her kids were evil, and so she killed them to protect the world from them? So it was a true story. Then I added on layers to make it a kind of like a folktale, and it's kind of scary because scary movies with children scare me personally. And I thought, okay, now these kids are looking for a new mother, and if they don't like you, or maybe they're really evil and just go around just killing mothers. You never really know the dynamic until you watch the movie, and you still at the end going, it's still up in the air.
Right.
Yeah. Because we were like wondering about that, like, why they were like in the sense attacking her, and I was thinking like, oh, is it because of that aspect, like that mother aspect, or like, do they want her as a mother, or they think that's their mother who did that to them? No, that's my interpretation.
Because she's a snooty white woman who's bragging about not being married, not having kids. They're like, oh, we gonna get this broad.
Oh yeah, well she was doing that.
Yeah. So I tried to write the movie where I never ever want to spoon feed my audience. So at the end, hopefully you think about it and you're like trying to interpret it your own ending, what really happened. It can go either way, and you wouldn't be wrong.
Right. Yeah. No, that's what's good about the story. I loved it. We want to know about your thought process, your steps as a director, and you can talk about your style as well, as far as the film process for this.
Every day is a thought process for me. When I'm walking the streets, driving, I look at scenery, I look at buildings. I'm like, how could that work in a film? Or my eyes are my camera. So whenever I look at something, I'm like, how could I make the camera get that angle as my eyes can? So I'm always thinking and creating. And you want to have your own unique style as a director. Now, I grew up loving Spike Lee. He's my favorite director of all time. And if you watch a Spike Lee film, you know it's a Spike Lee film.
Right.
So my thought process, when people see my film, they go, definitely TLA. That's that guy's film. And camera tells stories, music tells stories, and sometimes dialogue is the last thing you need to tell a story, and sometimes you don't need it. So camera angles are extremely important, because if the camera's tilt, you're thinking, your body don't know it, but something's off. You don't know why the camera's tilt. Your brain's trying to register, and then long takes. You're staring at something for a long time. You're wondering, is something going to pop out? Is something going to happen? And it makes you uneasy. Yeah. And that's my style. I want to make you wait and wait and wait, and then all of a sudden, here it comes, and it won't slow down once it start up.
We definitely got that for one particular scene that really shocked us to the core. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That
but we
scene.
ain't gonna say
Oh
no
my
more,
God.
because we
No,
can't give that
that
away.
Right.
that scene. She was vulnerable, and we were just like, every time you watch a horror movie, and then it's that vulnerable scene of like you're kind of naked in a sense. You know,
Absolutely.
and imagine you getting attacked or like something scary happens, and it's like, what the hell are you gonna do?
That was the whole point. I wanted to do a movie for women because I'm a guy. I know what scares me, but what if a woman had to spend a night in a hotel and all these weird things were happening? I wondered, could I make a movie to scare women and get you guys' response? And this is fantastic. I love it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, this is. Please go into the music, the sound effects, because we were like just blown away by the music and the sound effects.
I'm a former DJ. DJ'd all my life. That's how I paid my way through college. I love music. Actually love music more than I do film. But my second love is film. So you connect the two together.
Right.
And I truly believe music is the most important thing about the film besides actually looking at it, and sound effects. I mean, the most classic sound effects from Star Wars, Alien. I want to correct my own sound effects that make you feel creepy, make you feel uneasy. And music is the driving force behind all of my films.
I think that was the aspect in the film that I really like gravitated to, was the
Right.
music, because it was just the jump scare. It's not like the jump scares, but in a sense, the creepiness of the atmosphere that you
Key
were.
word is creepy.
Yeah. And you just felt it. And yeah, that was the best part for me, personally.
Same here. I loved it. It was great.
Oh, good. I'm glad I delivered. That's awesome.
Yeah. We also want to know a little bit about your experience like shooting during COVID. Like,
Wow. I live in California, and COVID really hit California really, really hard. So I had a shooting schedule, and it got totally demolished. Matter of fact, I was supposed to shoot another film for a studio. It was canceled. Didn't happen. So this was on a back burner that I can do myself. And we was experiencing COVID and 100-degree weather for like 11 to 12 days in a row in Sacramento. It was unbearable. So whenever I got anything that was done outside, I try to do it early in the morning, like at 7 o'clock in the morning. And some people are not morning people, but I am.
Right.
But luckily, this film basically has two people in it, so they were never in the same room at the same time.
Right.
That was the only way I can get this film completed during COVID, because there was never too many people in one room.
And it's great because you did it with two people and you told a whole story. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So what can be done with film, right? Anything. Right?
Yeah. The mind is an amazing thing. You got to just challenge yourself sometime. And COVID challenged me to make a better film.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah.
We want to know what's next for The Comforter, and just go over the release date,
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
Promote that movie.
Hey. It'll be a dream come true to make these films, release them on YouTube. YouTube is a platform, especially for minorities. We never had this chance before in our history to compete with Hollywood. Well, with COVID, theaters shutting down, YouTube and theaters are running neck and neck. So now I have a chance to hopefully get noticed. My dream would be to get noticed by Blumhouse. Cheap budget.
Right.
I could make that $5 million stretch. I don't need famous people in my movie. That way, when you're a director, you're actually directing actors, not somebody who's on a pedestal or something like that. So when the movie comes out on the 29th, my main goal is for people to see it, recognize it, hopefully get some buzz, hopefully it goes viral, and somebody important from Hollywood or either from a small studio notice the film and see potential that I can do something in the studio and make it really happen. That'll be a dream come true.
Yeah, because there was like that short film. What is it called? Oh my God, we just reviewed it too. Mama, yes. And
Lights Out.
And like,
that's right.
They were really.
And also there was another film recently. Somebody shot it was like 15 minutes, and the director said, "Hey, can you make it a bigger film?" It was a person from Shudder, that streaming service, because they do horror films. So they take your film as is and stream it. So
Yo,
I got my fingers crossed for that too.
Yeah, definitely. Wish you the best. That would be cool.
I know.
Shout out
It'd be real cool.
Don't worry, we'll be promoting it too.
No, yeah, we'll be
Awesome. You guys are the best. By the way, you guys look great in them shirts. Look awesome.
Oh, yeah, we didn't take you when we first jumped on, but then we were like, wait a minute.
We were like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we got like sidetracked with nervousness.
Nervousness. So look at these shirts, though.
These shirts are cool.
Yeah, I need a shirt.
You guys are rocking them. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no.
All the way to New York. Blacktastic's now in New York representing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it too.
They're actually soft too.
Yeah, very soft.
Those are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good soft material. Good material. Definitely.
So thank you.
Why don't you talk to us about maybe any next project, or if you don't have any next projects, tell us a little bit more about Blacktastic Media. We kind of scrolling your IG page, but if you want to share
okay.
You're on YouTube, so.
I'm already working on my next film. It's called Sarah. It's another horror movie. And basically, I'm shooting this movie out of state. I'll be traveling to Portland, Oregon, to shoot this movie.
Oh, wow.
It's about a haunted pirate ship. And the two ghosts on the ship, one is the captain. And years ago, this captain used to transport slaves from Africa to the United States. He happens to fall in love with one of the slaves. And they got caught, and they hung her in front of him, and then later on killed him. So their ghosts are roaming the ship. You had a older white captain, young black woman fell in love, and now he's looking to replace his love. So any woman that comes on this ghost ship is in serious trouble.
Damn, that sounds scary.
That sounds interesting.
So it's going to be a tragic love story / horror film. And this time I get to travel out of state. I get to be on a live, pirate ship. Water. I'm going to be on a marina and stuff like that. This is going to be awesome.
Fun. Yeah, and now I noticed that a lot of you said it's a love story. There's a lot of love ghost stories now, like being
absolutely
popularized in a sense. Like gothic romance. I mean, it's always been there. Let's be honest, but like it's really going in the pop culture line, I guess. I'm trying to say.
Us as minorities have great stories in our culture that's never been told. And now we have the chance. We have the platform. Now it's time to make it happen.
That's true. So I wish you all the best with the new film, truly.
Oh, definitely. And Gimpy, who's in the room, he's going to be co-writing the film with me. He's an excellent writer. So
congratulations to him too. Good luck to him.
Yeah. And to give you a hint, one of your favorite characters from the Comforter will be making a return.
All right.
So
get out.
That guy is awesome. So I kind of created a character not knowing it, but Mr. Mortality will be in several of my films come to be in the future.
I was just saying that too.
I mean, I don't know about the actors that you worked with. Are they working actors, or is this their first project? Because if
first project ever.
Get out. Really?
Yeah, that's why when you're a director, you can take anything and make it work. You don't need big name stars. They eat up the budget. You give me you give me sour lemons, I will make lemonade. Trust me, I can make it work.
Ooh,
neither one of these people acted a day in their life.
They are impressive. Are they going to take up careers in acting now? Because they need to.
They need to. Yes.
Side gig or something.
Seriously though.
But
really good.
But we were really impressed because we've seen a lot.
And my ultimate goal in the future, everybody that I'm friends with on YouTube, when I make a bigger project, I want all of my friends to be in my future film. So I'll be looking forward to you guys in the future. If I'm ever in New York shooting a film, you guys are invited to be in the film.
We'll be up in there.
Yeah, make it happen.
By the wall, you can just shoot me by the wall.
I'll be like, hey. You be like those extras, like, hi. You just see them like.
We'll be good extras. You promise.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah. I maybe a dream to shoot in New York. That would be a dream come true.
That would be great.
Well, we looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
We looking forward.
And more about Blacktastic Media. The name of my company is blacktastic.net, and I started off writing books of poetry and short stories. That was, and then I had a branch off. I had a section called Blacktastic Books, which I also have a publishing company. And for years, my love of film, I wanted to get into the film business. I said, you know what? I went to film school. Now it's time to just do it. So I made another division of my company called Blacktastic Media, and I got on YouTube, get a cell phone out, start filming stuff, and post it. And that's how Blacktastic Media got started. People like you helped me get discovered. And this is my first interview ever as a director, so I guess it's working, right?
Really?
Yeah. Now, like
now we're all like, now you made us really nervous. Thanks.
Oh man, you guys.
I'm feeling myself. I just feel it.
Hey.
Oh.
Nah, that's amazing. I'm like, okay. Oh,
so cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You know, I'm living proof. If you have dreams, they can come true. You got to just want it more than anything else. And how I motivate myself, I watch a lot of people that I admire their interviews, like Spike Lee, LeBron James, people like that. I watch their interviews and their inner motivation to get them going. And I'm like, okay, there's no excuses for me because I have technology now at my fingertips. So you got to go out there and do it. You got to be ready for the criticism. You got to be ready for the praise. You might be beloved. You might be hated, but it's only gonna make you stronger and better in the end.
Yeah.
Right.
And just keep working.
And it's gonna
Keep working.
I guess
don't be discouraged.
Yeah. Make your craft I don't guess you grow, you know.
That definitely.
Grow and stuff. So
before I ask you the last question, I want to say shout out to Daniela coming on and Mr. Drumsticks coming on. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Now, Drumsticks is your cousin, right?
Yeah.
What's up, cousin?
Yeah.
You have a black cousin in California you didn't know about. Here you go. Here I am.
Yeah.
And Daniela's our sister from another mother.
Hey, I get you. I feel you. All right. We're all family.
Yeah.
True. No, and I wanted to say thank you for this film because you were talking about how like with minorities there's not this opportunity, and you as a director, as a creator, are making different films like horror films or any love story, any type of film, and you're bringing your perspective that is not really shown enough. And there's so many perspectives.
Like the beginning of the film, you can tell the woman in the beginning of the film is Hispanic.
Right.
Her children's names, Carlos, Angelica, you know, those are Hispanic names. I love different cultures intermixing in a film.
Right. And
so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, so thank you for that, because again, we need to see those perspectives more, because we can't just want to see just the same view of things.
Right, we want to be represented.
Yeah,
we want to be represented.
That's boring, and it's boring, to be honest. So yeah, thank you for that. Also, that call was scary. I'm sorry, that beginning.
But that's a real 911 call. That's a real call.
Because she was so blasé. Like she was like, "I killed my kids." Yeah.
Yeah.
That was scary. Oh.
It chilled me to the bone.
Seriously. Are we gonna ask them the last question?
Oh yes, we're celebrating like this horror month where we're reviewing horror films.
Oh, yeah, you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, this is our first time doing like a campaign in a sense about
okay.
So it's like we call it Happy October Week. So before you go, we have to ask you, what's your favorite horror film?
Or you have many.
Okay, it's changed over the years.
Oh, okay.
As a teenager, The Poltergeist was one of my favorites of all time. The original Halloween was up there as well. Then in recent years, The Conjuring, the first one.
Oh, Get Out.
But as of today, my favorite horror film right now as it stands, Get Out.
Yeah.
Get Out, because it's scared. that shit out of me, buddy. Let me tell you,
Right.
because it can happen. I've experienced that. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
Good. I love that film. It was
No.
on so many levels. It speaks to people and myself, and yeah,
No.
it's a great film.
Yeah.
And it was something fresh, new, and
Exactly.
now, like
Yeah.
again,
Different
perspectives.
perspectives.
Yeah. So, oh, we got the Mr. White Show, who's also a YouTuber. Thank you for checking in and watching.
Mr. White Show, what's up? All the way from California, saying what's up.
Yeah.
The Exorcist is mine. No, The Exorcist is one of my favorites too.
Oh, and Captain Gippy says Candyman. Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen Candyman, you gotta check it out. Candyman scared me to the core.
I forgot about that one. That's really good.
That one.
That's a great.
Man,
I love them all. Well, The Exorcist definitely scared me the most out of all films, and Candyman is up there too. Anytime you look into a mirror and you say somebody's name and it comes true, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah. No. I still go use the bathroom. I look in the mirror. I'm like, at night. I'm like, no, thank you.
And not to give anything away, that's why I chose certain rooms in this movie to creep you out, because we all gotta. Yeah, exactly. you feel vulnerable. Trust me. Yeah, and that's why I chose. And plus, Psycho, the famous scene in Psycho, the shower scene.
Right.
I'm a big Alfred Hitchcock fan, and
oh my gosh, that actually came to my mind when I saw your short too. I was like, Alfred Hitchcock. Continue. Sorry for cutting you off, but wow.
Yeah.
I saw that. But your scene was totally different, totally new. That was good. But yeah. So people, you need to check out The Comforter, coming out October 29th, right?
Yep.
All right. Any particular time or just coming out that day?
East Coast, right at midnight. On the West Coast, it'd be like 3 hours early. So the 28th, it'd come out at 9 o'clock. But on the East Coast, right at midnight, The Comforter drops.
Oh, okay, cool.
For all to see.
Yeah. It's gonna be exciting.
And if you come to the channel, check out the film. Hey, like, share, subscribe, and become a family member. Come on now.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll put your links below as well.
Yeah, for all your stuff.
You guys are awesome.
Okay, cool.
And we're gonna promote it when it comes out as well, because it was really good. So
yeah, we gotta do this again sometime. This was fun.
Yeah, your next film for sure. Keep us in mind.
Oh, you guys are top of the list already.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, and shout out to Erica A for checking in. Hereditary is her favorite film. Yo, Hereditary was another.
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was real good.
But thank you so much for giving us your time.
Yes, thank you.
Giving us your energy.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
No, you gave us good energy because it's gloomy outside. It is raining the whole day. So
oh wow! Here in California, it is like 93 degrees, sunny skies.
I'm jealous.
Man, I'm gonna work on my tan later on today. You can tell. Trying to even it out.
That's awesome. So thank you for everyone who's watching. Again, thank you for joining us. And thank you to all the subscribers and everything. Go ahead and subscribe to Blacktastic Media. He's awesome. He produces a lot of content. So,
and subscribe to us.
And subscribe to us.
Yeah, go back and forth. Keep subscribing back and forth.
You can like everything.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Peace. We out of here.
Peace. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.